welcome. There are so many different reasons why you overeat. And inside of this little mini training, I want to talk about one specific reason why you're overeating, why you're leaving your meals feeling uncomfortably full. And I see this very often with a lot of clients that I work with, and I actually experience this myself. So, seeing stopping when you're full as a form of restriction is why you are continuing to overeat. In the past, maybe you have spent years dieting, and maybe you intentionally used to tell yourself, you can't eat after 7 o'clock, or you used to tell yourself, even though you're hungry, you can't eat anything else. And so your brain remembers that sense of restriction, that sense of you can't eat anymore. And when your brain remembers this feeling of I can't eat anymore, a lot of the times that's when you eat so much more, because there's this scarcity mindset. There's this scarcity mindset of I won't be able to eat later on, so I better eat more now. And this actually happened to me when I used to do intermittent fasting. And I used to tell myself, you can't eat after 7 o'clock. I swear to you, my dinner, I ate for a family of 10. I ate so much at dinner because the mindset was you can't eat after dinner. So I'm going to overeat at dinner because I don't want to be hungry later on. I can't eat later, so I have to eat a bunch now. When you are having this mindset, this scarcity mindset of I won't be able to eat later on, so I have to eat a bunch, that's going to cause you to overeat. And right now, you're feeling a sense of sadness that you have to stop eating when you're full. But no one's telling you that you have to stop. No one's telling you you have to stop when you're comfortably full. You don't have to. You want to. Because overeating is making you feel like it's not the real you. Overeating is causing you to end up being snappy with your husband later on, snappy with your children later on. Overeating is making you be in a body that actually doesn't feel like yours. Overeating is leaving you feeling uncomfortable. Whether it's uncomfortable in your own skin, uncomfortable in the clothes that you're wearing, uncomfortable showing up to social events because it doesn't even feel like you. It's I'm going to put a big smile on my face as I'm doing this work presentation, and little do people know that I ate so much freaking food last night. You don't want that. So no one's telling you that you have to stop when you're comfortably full. You can't see it as a form of restriction. You have to see it as the most beautiful act of self-love, because when you stop eating when you're full, you feel more comfortable in your own skin. You feel like an unstoppable badass in your own skin. That is when you can leave your meal and then you end up not being snappy with your husband later on. You actually can cuddle with your husband instead of being snappy and irritable. I remember I used to, when I used to overeat, and then I'd be so snappy, so irritable with Andrew, my husband. And then I'm this doesn't feel like me. Not only did the overeating aspect not feel like me, but then me getting so snappy on the littlest things, that didn't feel like me either. I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to not cuddle with my husband because I ate so much. I wanted to cuddle in the evenings. I wanted to feel like a badass in my own skin. And that comes through being able to stop eating when you're full. But again, are you seeing it as a form of restriction? I had a client once that I was working with, and I remember her saying, she's I almost feel sad. I almost feel sad that I have to stop eating when I'm full. And I said, you don't have to. You want to. You don't have to stop eating when you're full. You can continue eating, but you're gonna feel uncomfortable either way. You're gonna feel uncomfortable stopping when you're full because it's new, right? You're not used to that. It's like, I'm used to eating past fullness. So it's gonna feel like almost like foreign, right? It's gonna feel foreign. That's gonna feel uncomfortable stopping when you're full because you're used to eating past fullness. But it's also uncomfortable when you eat past fullness. So you're going to experience discomfort either way. But one leads to comfort. And you don't experience comfort when you overeat. You experience comfort when you lean into the discomfort, you stop when you're full, and eventually you feel comfort. And eventually you rewire your brain out of this habitual cycle, because also overeating is a habit, just like binge eating. The more times you do it over and over and over again, the more it gets ingrained into your brain. Every time you tell yourself, I'm just gonna overeat one last time. It's just Aunt Betty's apple pie. It's just Christmas. It's just, but like my friends are having this food and like I don't have this chocolate at my house, so I have to overeat. Every time you just tell yourself, I'm gonna do this one more time, you're further ingraining this habit of overeating into your brain. And this is why I always talk about rewiring your brain. So going back to the first point that I mentioned, you can't see stopping when you're full as a form of restriction. You have to see it as this most beautiful act of self-love that I respect myself. I'm going to stop when I'm full. I'm going to respect myself. I'm not going to eat past fullness. No one's telling me I have to stop when I'm full. I want to. Because every time that I stop eating when I'm full, I get that much closer to feeling like an unstoppable badass in my own skin. I get back to feeling like myself again. I'm healthier. I'm happier. You're less snappy with your husband. You have to think bigger picture. Nobody's telling you that you have to stop when you're comfortably full. You can continue to overeat. You can continue to overeat. But that's when you feel uncomfortable in your own skin. That's when you're frustrated because it's like, I know that I was full. Why did I keep on eating? You beat yourself up. It's frustrating. Especially when you know, you're like, I don't need dessert. I'm literally full from dinner. And then you continue having dessert. That's not self-love. And that's also like not having dessert when you're already full. That's not restriction. You have to rewire your brain. That's not restriction. Restriction is, I really want dessert, but I probably shouldn't. I really want to have the brownie and the ice cream. Oh, that looks so good. But yeah, you probably shouldn't have that. So then you don't order it. That's restriction. Versus, I am full from dinner. I had a really amazing, satisfying meal and I'm full. So I'm going to choose to say no to dessert. Not because I have to, but because it's an act of self-love that I'm full. Do you see how that's not restriction? That's not restriction. You have to shift your mindset. And what I see so often is, after years and years and years of dieting, it's almost like people go to the other side of the extreme and they're like, well, because I'm not dieting anymore, I can have dessert whenever I want. I could have the brownies whenever I want. I could have chocolate whenever I want. Yes. Act of self-love. Bam. Yes. People go on the other side of the spectrum. They're like, well, since I'm not dieting anymore, I can just order dessert all the time at the restaurant. You can, but how are you going to feel? If you are full from dinner, you are not restricting yourself by not having dessert. Restriction is, I so badly want the dessert. Honestly, it's my favorite dessert. And no, you probably shouldn't have any. The act of self-love, like a badass who respects themselves, says, I am full from dinner, so I am not going to have dessert. I can. I have freedom of choice. I can if I really wanted to. But I want to feel like an unstoppable badass in my own skin. I want to respect the body that I'm in, and I want to reconnect with my fullness cues. If you keep on overeating, right? If you continue eating past fullness, your brain thinks that is your level of fullness. That's not your true level of fullness, overly full. Your true level of fullness is eating until you're comfortably full. You're satisfied, not stuffed. So rewiring your brain to shift out of believing that stopping when you're full is restriction. It's the furthest thing from restriction. I never feel deprived, and I stop eating when I'm full. And you know what? Food tastes so much better when you're not eating and you're already full. You know, it's like the first bite of something. The first bite of something is so delicious. And then as you start to get full, the food doesn't taste as good anymore. It literally loses its taste. But you're like, oh, but the food just tastes so good. So look, I just have to eat more because it's so good. Well, the food doesn't taste as good as it did on the first bite. If you are already full, it doesn't even taste the same. So you might as well save that for a time where you actually are hungry and you're actually craving it. I'm actually working with a client right now, and she used to overeat all the time. And after working with me inside of my programs, she's like, I used to never say no to dessert. I never used to say no to chocolate. And now she's like, I say no when I'm not craving it because I don't want to just eat it for the sake of eating it. I want to eat it when I'm actually craving it because it's going to taste so much better. Like, you guys, like, yes, this. It's not just eating it for the sake of eating it. Oh, we're going out for dinner. Everyone's ordering dessert, so like I might as well, even though I know I'm full. That's not self-love. That's not you owning your decisions. That's you following what everyone else is doing. That's you having FOMO. Oh, I don't want to miss out. Everyone else is ordering dessert. Okay, but you don't have to if you're full. There's so many times I go out for dinner. My husband will order dessert, and I'm like, I'm good. And then again, on the flip side, there might be some times where I'll order dessert. Maybe Andrew doesn't want dessert, and I own the crap out of that. So you have to own your decisions with food. It's not, oh, what is everyone else doing? Then I'm going to do what everyone else is doing. If you want to be able to stop your overeating, you have to rewire your brain out of this habitual cycle. You have to stop seeing stopping when you're full as an act of restriction, but rather as an act of self-love, because you want to respect yourself, because you want to be in a body that feels like yours, so that you can actually show up to work tomorrow. And when you're doing your presentation, you feel confident standing there in your outfit. You're not like, oh my God, no one look at me. I just ate so much last night. I had too many freaking dried mangoes and dark chocolate, and I feel like crap. So, I am hosting a brand new 3-day masterclass where I'm going to help you break the cycle of overeating so that you can leave your meals feeling comfortably full and satisfied, not stuffed. You know when like you see those people at a restaurant that just like leave food on your plate? It's $33 right now. It's only $33. The price will go up, but the link is in my bio. The price is $33. Join this 3-day masterclass right now. You know when you go to restaurants and like you see people and they just like leave food on their plate and you're like, are they not feeling well? Like, what's wrong? That gets to be you. You get to leave, even if it's one slice of pizza on your plate, because you respect yourself, you listen to your body, and you don't have FOMO anymore. If you want stopping when you're full to feel so effortless, you don't want it to feel forced. If you want to be so connected to your hunger and fullness cues that it literally becomes the most no-brainer. You're like, okay, just because my partner's eating doesn't mean I have to eat. Just because my friends are eating pizza but I'm full doesn't mean I have to. If you want to get to a point where it doesn't matter if you're at a restaurant, if you're eating your Aunt Becky's apple pie that's delicious, if your friends bring chocolate and they're your favorite chocolate and you don't really have them that often, but you want to be able to just have a few and feel satisfied and move on instead of getting into the all or nothing mentality. Oh, but I don't have Aunt Becky's apple pie that often. Oh, but I'm on vacation. Oh, but like I'm out for dinner, so like just this one time. If you want to get out of that freaking all or nothing mentality and be able to stop eating when you're full, leave every single meal feeling so satisfied, not stuffed, you got to be inside of this masterclass. It is 3 days. 3-day masterclass. I'm going to help you break the cycle of overeating, and it's going to feel so much easier when you work on this mindset. So there was a comment here. Even when I'm full, I can still eat a whole slab of chocolate. I'm going to be talking about this inside of the masterclass. There is a difference between I'm full and I'm satisfied. You can be full, but you're going to keep on eating if you're not satisfied. So I'm going to give you an example, and then I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up because I got to check in with some clients. So let's say for dinner, you're not really wanting like quote unquote like dinner foods, right? You're like, I don't really want like some chicken. I don't really want like a burger. Like I don't really feel like dinner foods. Well, actually would sound really good is a bowl of oatmeal. But you tell yourself, oh, but you can't have oatmeal for dinner. You had oatmeal for breakfast. Oh, that's not a dinner food. You can't have oatmeal. So you go and you have the chicken for dinner. The entire time you're thinking about the oatmeal, and you already know you're gonna end up having it after your chicken anyways. So you finish your chicken dinner and you're full. You're full. But you're not satisfied. You're not satisfied. You're like, I'm full. But like, I'm not satisfied. Everyone's like, yes. Right? You're not satisfied. So you literally go into the pantry, and this is where you can finish an entire box of chocolate. No problem. You can go and you can grab some ice cream, dates, almond butter, whatever it is. Because you're missing the satisfaction factor. So now you're eating what you wanted in the first place, and you could have literally prevented yourself from feeling so stuffed by just freaking having the oatmeal in the first place. But here you are judging yourself. You can't have oatmeal for dinner. Oh, but you probably should have some chicken. You're eating what you think you should be eating instead of what you were actually craving. And now you ended up having the oatmeal anyways. And now you're so full, and now you're probably, having some mind chatter going on in your brain like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You literally could have prevented a session of overeating by having the oatmeal in the first place. Versus what you think you should be eating, and then having what you really wanted in the first place, you're going to end up eating so much more. So we're going to dive into all of this inside of the 3-day masterclass. Right now, it's only $33, $33.33 for a 3-day masterclass with me. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to help you break the cycle of overeating so that you can leave your meals feeling comfortably full and satisfied, not overly stuffed. Okay. The price is going to go up, but if you want to jump in now, that's the price. So I'm super excited. I am super, super excited. There was a comment here. I used to binge on sweets, but my doctor told me to stop eating sweets to stop sweet cravings. Well, I would always ask yourself, how's that working for you? Because the thing is, like, first of all, I'm not going to get too much into it because I want to leave this training on overeating, but cravings aren't bad. People are so afraid of their cravings, and then that's why they end up binging on so many sweets, right? Like I just kind of use that same example. It's like if you actually allowed yourself to have something sweet, whether it's after lunch or like here and there, you would prevent yourself from binging on an entire box of chocolate later on, right? And believe me, my health is a top priority. Like I prioritize my health very much. But the reason why I can be so healthy and I never binge is because I allow myself to have some chocolate. I allow myself to have a cookie when I want it. Like there is no don't have it. The moment you tell yourself to not have something sweet is the moment you're thinking about it the whole time, and the moment that you end up binging on it, and that's way unhealthier than just having some when you're actually craving it. So that's what I want to say about this. It is so windy out here. You're so welcome. All right, you guys. So you can click the link in my bio, join the 3-day masterclass, get inside. It's going to be happening early September. So go ahead and join. I cannot wait to see you guys inside. It's going to be phenomenal. And if you are someone who is just like, you're just frustrated, you're like, I know that I'm full, but I just keep on eating. I know that I'm full and I just keep on getting into the all or nothing mentality, especially if you're out for dinner, you're at a social event, or you're eating foods you normally don't eat. You got to be inside of this masterclass. Gigi says, I love your badass treats. I know they're clean and they look so amazing. Yes, I love making treats myself. It makes me just feel better. And yeah, I love feeling like an unstoppable badass. Like, of course. Amazing, you guys. Okay, well, I will see you guys inside of the 3-day masterclass. You can also just message me 3-day and I'll send you the link as well too. All right, you guys, talk to you later. Bye, guys.